Hi, Joe here from Shutter Speak Photography. Very nice to see your smiling face again here on YouTube. So Lightroom Classic is just a wonderful program, and I love it, but it is missing something that is just major. It does not have a solid search capability. So let's say I needed for a project 15 photos of a particular subject. There's really very little way for me to automatically have Lightroom capture those images for me and put them into a collection. So in steps Excire, and we've seen this product before. I did review it in its previous version, but this is the new version, and it's called Excire Search 2024. Excire Search 2024 is a plugin for Adobe Lightroom Classic. Okay, Classic version only, not Adobe Lightroom, Adobe Lightroom Classic. And what it does is it will index your entire catalog of images, even if it's hundreds of thousands of images. And with the new version, there is an AI prompt. And with this AI prompt, we can type in really just about any keyword that we're looking for and find images that match that keyword, whether it be a particular animal or a bird or subject or whatever the case might be. And it will quickly, like literally within like a second, create a collection with as many images as you ask for. So if you asked for 100 images of a particular type of bird, it will search your entire catalog. It doesn't care what date you took these pictures. It will find them and drop them in the collection for you in literally just a second or two. And the results have been improved. So the previous version was very good, and accuracy was probably in the high 90th percentile. Now I'm seeing, in repeating the same tests that I did with the previous version, I'm seeing accuracy hitting actually 100%. So that's really an impressive improvement. And this is just a wonderful plugin to have for Lightroom. And it's something that is sorely needed. And this really bridges the gap. So I want to share with you a little bit of what this plugin can do, and you can decide if it's right for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here we are inside Lightroom, and I have just some random pictures up, but I'm going to show you pretty much what you need to do to work with this software. It installs, I have the Windows version, so it's going to install just like any other Windows program. It's, next, 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 and it's installed. I'll spare you all of that next, next, next nonsense, but trust me, installs like any other Windows program. Okay, once you've installed it, you need to initialize your photos. Now, I have maybe about 150, maybe 160,000 photos in my Lightroom catalog. It took probably a full day for it to initialize. It literally goes through every photo, analyzes it, and indexes it in a database. Okay, now, once that's done, it can literally find anything pretty much in seconds. So let me show you first what your first step would be after you've installed this. So you're going to go up to Library, and that's where you're going to find this Plugin Extras. And then you're going to go to Excire Search, and you'll go on down to Initialize Photos. Once you hit that, this menu is going to come up. You're going to tell it what you want. Probably you're going to want to do your whole catalog. Okay, and you're going to hit Start, and it's going to start cataloging and indexing your photos like any other search engine, right? Like I said, depending on how many pictures, it could take a considerable amount of time. But once it's done, it's done. Okay, so that being said, once it is finished, you can begin using it. So I'm going to bump right up to my favorite feature, which is the new AI-based version of Search. So let me show you how that works. So Plugin Extras, again, in Library. And I'm going to go to Search by Text Prompt. And this is, to me, this is where all the power of this is. Can't believe that this is not built into Lightroom, but it's not. But thankfully, Excire has made it very simple to use and built into Lightroom for us. So last year, when the previous version had come out and I had reviewed it, okay, its success rate was in the 90s, 90th percentile, maybe 92, 95% accurate. I did a search for manatees, and it did hit at the end of that search some walruses and seals and stuff like that. So I wanted to see how the new version does, right? So let's give it a try. All you got to do is just type in what you want to search for. Now, there's a slider here. The default is 40, and that's how restrictive the search is, or how kind of loose you want to go with it. 40 seems to work well for most things, but if it wasn't picking up what you wanted and you could go a little looser, or if it was making some mistakes, you could get a little more restrictive with your search, and you could search the film strip, meaning just what's down here, or your entire catalog. And that's what I want to do. And we can go as few as 10 results all the way up to 5,000. I'm going to do 100 manatees, and I'm going to hit start. What amazes me is how fast it is. And there we go, just like that. So now we have 100 manatees searched through my entire catalog over several years, right? And it's now put it in a collection for me that I can go back and access. And you can see that it is absolutely spot on, 100% accurate, no misses. And usually towards the end of the search is where you start to see your misses, but not in this case. In this case, we do have, complete 100% accuracy. And there he is. There's our little guy, little baby Florida manatee. A little known fact, closest genetic relative is the elephant to the manatee. So yeah, pretty cool animals. So yeah, so that's awesome. Let's take a look at some of the other things it can do. Okay, one of the other things that it can do is search by keyword, which is a little bit different than text. So let me show you how that works. Library, plug in extras, and we're going to search by keyword if I can find it. There it is, search by keyword. Okay, and we'll wait for the dialog box to open up. And now you see we have a whole bunch of different options here now that we can start working with. So let's say, for example, sport. We want a team sport, maybe. Maybe we want it to be hockey. Let's take a look. Oops, let's spell hockey right. Ice hockey. How about that? All right, pop that right in there. And we can then go on to choose predominant colors and all sorts of things. It would kind of sound silly, but we can specify if there are people in there. But, obviously there's going to be people, right, if it's hockey, but we could start to narrow it down. Maybe we only wanted, red, maybe teams with a red jersey, for example. And I'm not sure this is even going to work, okay, but we're going to go with 200 results. Let's see if this works. I'm not sure how many predominantly red images I have of ice hockey, but hey, maybe that's what we needed, and let's see what it can come up with. So, there you go. So there's red, predominantly red, in a lot of these pictures. So yeah, there you go, red jerseys. So yep, so pretty cool, right? So obviously you see there's all sorts of things that we can do with those keywords to narrow down searches and get, really quick, rapid results. So again, majorly impressive. I know what you're saying. Why hasn't this always been built into Lightroom? But again, luckily we have this. Let's take a look at some other things it can do. Okay, so one of the fun things it can do is search by example photo. So I have this image up right now of a hockey arena, and let's give it a try. So library, plug in extras, and now search by example photo, and let's see what happens. So we should get a dialog box. There we go. And 66 is its default. It's going to search based on photo content, but we could also choose color, and we'll search the whole catalog. Why not? Well, there's only 2 images in a film strip, so that wouldn't really be very fair. And they're both arenas. So let's start and let's see what we get. And there we go. Okay, let's take a look. And yeah, so lots of shots of hockey arenas. So yeah, so perfect. Did a great job there. And there we go. Waiting for Lightroom to load that baby in. So yeah, wonderful job. Worked perfectly. And that's what I love about this. I mean, we can, if I needed to pull up, an image of a hockey arena, literally just like that. And I can pull up all sorts of images of hockey arenas. Just fantastic, really. Let's try some other things. Okay, so one of the other things that I love that it can do is it can find people and it can find faces. Now, similar sounding, but 2 totally different things. Let me demonstrate. Okay, so here we are. We're going to go over to plug in extras. Now, if I want to find people, Okay, I'm going to go to the Find People menu, and it's going to bring up a menu, and it's going to find the face for me. And now I have some options here: smiling, eyes open, closed, not smiling, how many people can be in and in the photo with that subject, and how restrictive. I'm going to make it a little more restrictive. Let's go to 20. So we're trying to definitely find that one person. I'm going to search the whole catalog. So let's go ahead and search. And these are photos from a Fleetwood Mac tribute band called Fleetwood Mac. And there we go. And so we have some very similar images. Now let's make it a little less restrictive. So let's go back. And we're going to find people. And I'm going to change the amount now. And we're going to see if we can cast a wider net. So the default is 30. Let's bring it up to, say, 50. And let's start again. And let's see what we get. Okay, so now we have much more results coming back with 20 images, and not all of them are on target. Like this one, for example, there's a couple here that are not on target, so we can just pull those out of the collection. So we remove that from the collection, remove that from the collection. Let's remove this from the collection, and remove that from the collection. And yeah, now looks like we got it. So yeah, it did miss a little bit because we made it a little less restrictive, but it was able to find the majority of our subjects. So pretty good results there. Now, let me show you the difference with finding faces and finding people. So if we go into plugin extras again and we go to search for faces, now we're going to get a different dialog. And so now we're going to search. We can search for one face, a portrait, two faces, etc. We can specify by age, by gender, and the whole catalog or the film strip, and you can tailor the number of results that you want. So I'm not going to go and do this because I don't have a predefined set of people that probably want their images out there on YouTube. But, suffice to say, we could choose elderly and adult, and we could just do simply two faces, etc. But you can mix and match just to get results of people in your images. So pretty handy to to have. So let's see what else. Go back to plugin extras, and now the next thing I want to show you is transfer keywords. So let's we can take really any image. This one is not keyworded. All right, so I'm going to select this image. I'm going to go up to library, plugin extras, and I'm going to say transfer keywords on this particular image. It's going to analyze the image. It's going to suggest keywords: concert, female, one face, eyes open, frontal face, person, etc., etc. Teenage, no, that really doesn't apply, so I'm going to take that out. And I'm going to say transfer and close. And there they are now. They've populated my keyword tag box for this image. So that's a super easy way to tag and keyword your images when you're about to export them. Typically, I would do it just before export if it hadn't already been tagged by the software. So, mixed results with this. To me, I would like to see more keywords, but I do understand why there aren't as many as you might think. So if we were doing stock photography, we'd probably want somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 or so keywords, especially like if it was a landscape or something like that. Excire does have a defined number of keywords that it can utilize to tag keywords with, and this is so that they are accurate. So of course, the broader the amount of keywords, the less accurate they're going to be. So by using a predefined set of keywords, there is a hard number. I believe it's 600 keywords, if I'm not mistaken, or in that range. And it's going to pull from that list of keywords to tag everything in your catalog. And that's to ensure accuracy because, again, a broader set of keywords may mean that it's tagging things that are not completely accurate. So I think that there's room for improvement here because if we were selling stock, maybe, this is a good start, but then you're still going to have to manually keyword. But hey, that's, for the next version, maybe. Come on, Excire. So, all right, let's take a look at one or two other things I'd like to show you. Okay, one thing I do want to clarify about that, though, is this. So let's take these manatees, for example. Here's one. Let's pull one up. And there we go. All right, so we have a manatee up on the screen here. I'm going to, oh, well, it's already been tagged by Excire. So you see it's been tagged as animal. So because Excire can't tag this manatee, that doesn't mean that we can't search for manatees. It's just that manatee isn't in its defined list of keywords. So I don't want you to think that there's only 600 things or so that you can search for. Using that text prompt, you could search for, millions of different keywords just based on whatever you type in there, and the AI is still going to find it. It just can't necessarily keyword it. So I can search for manatee, but it can't keyword the photo manatee. Again, just because of that confidence rating and because the software doesn't want to tag things incorrectly. And it would just, of course, require. Okay, so a few other things that the software can do for you. Let's go back to plugin extras. Of course, we've done example photo, and we can do a search by an example, an external example photo. We can search by keyword. We've gone over these things, but one of the things I want to show you that which is new is search by aesthetics. So I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so search by aesthetics basically is going to pull what the AI thinks images are that would do well in competition. So it's going to search my whole catalog. I'll hit start there, let it run, and it's going to pull up things that it thinks would do well in competition. And just like that, boom, it's done. And there we go. So, you can go through these and maybe look at images that you might want to work on that you hadn't considered. Maybe there's some room for playing around with some of these images and, go back and maybe rework them a little bit. So I kind of like this. I think that's a nice little touch. Is it perfect? No. Does this mean that if you submit that image, it's going to get a great score in a competition? Not necessarily, no. But it can give you ideas of things to go back to your catalog and take another look at. All right, so let me show you a few other things. Okay, next thing I want to show you is search for an external photo. So check this out. We go up to library, plugin extras, and search by external example photo. So we're going to click on that. And now it's going to ask you for a URL or a local file if you happen to have one. But I'm going to show you something off the web. All right, so let's take a look here. All right, so here's a picture of Horseshoe Bend. Now you do need to point it to the JPEG file. So here it is on this website. All I need to do is right click and say open image in new tab. And it's going to do that for me. And now I have a link directly to the image. So I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to go back to Lightroom. And I'm going to paste that in. And you see it ends in JPG. It's a JPEG. And it's going to search based on photo content. You could use color as well. And again, of course, we have our similarity restrictions there. And it's going to search my whole catalog. So let's hit start. And let it search for Horseshoe Bend. And there we go. Look at that. How cool is that? Right? So it found similar photos in my catalog from something that I found on the web. So pretty awesome right there, right? Yep, I knew you were going to like that one. Let's take a look at one last thing. All right, so the last kind of cool thing that I want to show you is the ability to find duplicates in your catalog to help you free up some space, right? So let's check it out. Again, library, plugin extras, and we are going to go to search for duplicates. Okay, and I'm going to just do the film strip for this particular one, and it's just going to search my Horseshoe Bends, and it's going to be near duplicates, or you could do exact duplicates as well. And let's hit start on that, and let's see what it finds. Oh, okay, well, there we go. So we had a little bit of a mishap there, and the plugin threw an error. So hey, it happens. Okay, so as of right now, my search for duplicates is not working. I have submitted a bug report to Excire, and hopefully we'll get that resolved. But suffice to say, what it would do is find duplicates and near duplicates so that you could free up space in your catalog. And hey, you know what? These things happen, right? So, hey, it happened. I'm going to show it to you that it happened, and I'm going to trust that Excire is going to get it worked out. All right, so anyway, that's all that I wanted to show you. I love this plugin. It's a tool that I use all the time. It's a massive time saver, and it is just, in my opinion, it's a must-have for your Lightroom Classic, program. It's just like I said, it's become something that I can't live without. I use it literally all the time. I think they've done a great job on this program, and yes, we did have one little problem at the end, but that's okay. Everything else worked like a champ. And hey, so let me know what you think in the comments. If you think that there's something missing, or if you think that this is something that you would love to have, and so hey, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And if anything in this video has helped you out, please consider subscribing. So thanks for watching, YouTube, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.